Welcome to the Songwriter Connection, the podcast that delves deep into the art and heart of songwriting. Each week, we gather around the dining room table to uncover the stories behind the songs. We invite you to join us on a journey to the creative minds of the songwriters who shape the melodies of our lives. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
We're shaping lives? That's what we're doing? That's crazy. Now, no, we're not a video podcast, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later on down the line after the break. But we are on YouTube. But every now and then, some special things happen. Like there was once, my friend Martin came into town, and we had a podcast interview with Brooklyn Summer, and he videotaped that for us, and that got up there. And we did one live at the local here, and actually we just recently did another one. And that's kind of cool because we'll video that'll be on video and that'll be streaming, and then we'll also release the audio. But for the most part, I'm a radio guy, and I don't have a lot of time to do the video editing. So, but we do this in the dining room. But Martin is back, and he's got cameras rolling. So this is going to be available out there, probably.
And action.
Here we go. Martin, good to have you.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. You're in town to film a music video.
I am indeed here to film at Betty Lou's again.
Betty Lou's again. I love it. We're going back to the scene of the crime.
That's right.
If you saw my video for my song, Baby I'm Gone, which is done really well in Europe, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I should tell you right now, we are up... We are taping this episode digitally in November and depending how you look at this could be the last episode of 2025 or the first of 2026, because if all goes as scheduled, it releases on 12/31.
All right.
So Happy New Year to you ahead of time. But as of this point in time, it's number 13 on the Academy of Country Music charts.
In Europe.
In Europe.
Number 13.
Number 13.
Wow.
So we're hoping maybe by now it's top 5. Who knows? We'll see.
Well, how long do they stay on a chart?
I don't know. It started like it in really slow rolls, which I guess is good for royalties because, the longer it's being spun, so I don't know if we'll make any money on this. Maybe enough to get to Waffle House. But it's the it's the European Academy of Country Music chart. So any chart is good.
Any chart is good.
Any chart is good. Hopefully we'll get to number 1. But we'll see. We're going to touch a little bit about different things. Songwriting, of course, but also videos and how to promote your songs and get your songs out there. A few ways to do that. We're going to touch on AI, not in extreme detail. That's coming up in a few weeks. If you want to learn more about AI production, Trey Ackerman is going to come back, and I can't wait to have him back. He's been a guest before. This guy knows music, and he's been around it his whole life. His father was the drummer on Hee Haw, and Trey would every now and then substitute for his dad when he couldn't make it. He grew up in the studio. He's got so many great stories, and he knows so many great people, but he's also done computers his entire life. So we're going to do a deep dive into AI and what that's all about coming up on a future episode. Now, I want to talk about AI a little bit.
All right.
And I want to start by saying there's a writer who I just absolutely adore, look up to, has done a lot for me in my career. And recently we wrote a song with another person, and I produced a demo on Suno of that song and sent it to him. And he was so upset with me.
Uh-oh.
He says, I do not want to have anything to do with that. And I thought I ended the relationship. I really did. But, he just has a deep feeling about it.
A lot of people do. A lot of people have that.
It's total cheating. But I'll tell you, it's made it into the writing rooms. A lot of people are using it. We'll talk a little bit about one in particular, which is Suno, Martin, I've been calling this past summer, to me, it was like the summer of AI, because to me, it seemed to just blow up. And I was one of those two, like that songwriter I was telling you about, that was dead set against it. I said, there's just no way. I don't want anything to do with that. And then another songwriter come over, and she says, you got to experiment with it. And we wrote a song that day, and she showed me how easy it is. And if you've not messed with it, It's absolutely miraculous. You can throw a work tape in there. You can even record right on your computer. And in a matter of a minute or so, it's going to give you 2 completely produced versions of your song. And that blows my mind to think about that. Is it good? Well,
Sometimes
it is. Sometimes you got to work and put some new prompts in. Add a violin here, do this. I don't like that style. Sometimes it takes 10, 12, 13, 14 tries to get the right one, right?
Yeah.
But so there's that. And to me, the cheating bar moved after that day she showed me. Because here it is the difference for me. I think cheating is when you have AI write the song,
Yes.
then produce it, and then put it out there. There's 2 examples. I just came across an article today about an artist that is total AI, a country artist. And everything from the lyrics to the melody was produced by AI. It was a total AI
Creation.
Now, I have a problem with it, but I'm also a creative, so I can see people that have no musical talent can't write a song, but yet they can still have the experience, right?
Well, and that's where the current professional songwriter has to take the most offense, because now
absolutely
your grandmother can be a hit songwriter.
Yeah.
And she's never even played an instrument or thought about a song in her life, but now she can because the technology is available.
Yeah. And you had mentioned, we were talking before we started recording, the reason why you like it.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm a songwriter, and hence the Songwriter Connection. But I'm not what I would call a professional songwriter in that I've never had a cut or gone into the process, the professional process of actually, having a pitch to publishers and, getting a cut from an artist and working in the right city, Nashville, being here, moving here, doing that thing. I've never had the ability or, the wherewithal to make that happen, but I've always still written songs with people that I know by myself. And the dream out there was always to, just hear your songs like all the other songs that you admire on the radio or on your CDs or back in the day on your albums. I guess that gets back to the radio. But that dream is unfulfillable up until kind of AI. Now, yes, because I write songs, I want to hear them. And I'm a musician, and I've been in bands, and I've done the thing and go out and play coffee shops and things like that. But I'm not what I would call a singer. I'm not a performer, a singer-songwriter. I like to say singer, really. So I'm a singer-songwriter. So the emphasis is definitely on the latter.
Yeah.
But notwithstanding, you still get out there and perform and do what you can. But so technology advanced to the point of having Logic Pro on my, laptop.
Right.
So I'm able to make my own records the hard way, which is play every instrument, sing every part, correct my vocal pitches, and that's an arduous process.
It is.
And somehow unrewarding. Actually, it's kind of rewarding once you hear your own voice fixed. But, man, I don't want to do that every time.
Yeah.
And so when I bumped into this, it was Suno. When I bumped into that, it takes your demo that you've done at home, and I had hundreds of them, and it covers it. So it's not like it's thinking of its own version of, it's just listening to what you've input, and then it gives you a polished version of that back.
Gotcha.
But you can add style points to it. You can say, I want this to be a little bit more rockabilly than I've tried to do, because that's what I was thinking, but it didn't come out that way. So let me add some prompts in there that tells the AI what I was trying to achieve with my demo, and then it gives it back to you with a good singer and a great backup band, and the whole thing sounds like a record. Yeah. And that's where your brain explodes and your heart swells, and you go, oh, this is what I've been waiting for my entire songwriter life.
Yeah.
It's to hear this level of production on something I've created.
Wow.
And
That's the draw.
Once that happened, it was sit down, load one in a day. If you could keep yourself from doing 2 a day. It's a social platform too, so you get to post it and see if anybody notices. There's algorithms, I'm sure, in there that I have no clue, because I hear six people ever hear mine, and it's the same 6. But nonetheless, there's that aspect of the AI programs that also is slightly dopamine addictive, because you want to get a reaction.
Okay.
But a better way to get a reaction is actually, amass enough songs of a single type and put them out there on Spotify or iTunes or something.
Well, I've been reading that Spotify's pretty intense about removing AI. Recently, there was a Don Williams record that was produced, Country Hall of Famer, big voice. And Don Williams fans were excited. There was new music from Don Williams, like Waylon Jennings, his son Shooter had found a bunch of old tapes. And so people were thinking that's what we had with Don Williams. Nope. As it turned out, it was all fake. Everything. The voice, all of it. Again, cheating.
Well, that gets to your point, though. So Spotify's
They pulled it down.
Pulling down AI creations. But what we are doing, if we're songwriting and we're uploading a demo that we wrote and wrote the lyrics and wrote the music and produced a little, even if it's on your phone, you're sitting there playing a guitar and singing a vocal into your phone, and you upload that to Suno, and it will help you produce it.
Huh.
And give you, so it's still your song that you've created.
And it's not just music. AI is in everything. It's hard to tell when you're on the socials and you're seeing these videos, what's real and what isn't. It's pretty amazing. Now now I'm talking about video, in addition to music, but it just absolutely amazes me.
I think the tool, it's a tool, and I think what Spotify is reacting to by taking those songs down is the cheaters you described earlier, the people that type prompt a command and get a fully rendered song out of a thought that they had. They didn't even bother to try to make the rhyme happen. They just typed in, give me a song about some boots in a cow pasture, and how that's a funny country song in the mode of whoever style.
And it writes it.
And then it
melody.
writes it, produces it, hands it to you.
Right.
And
now, for the way you use it, and correct me if I'm wrong, so you record your little work tape.
Yep.
And now you load it in, and it does produce it. And if you pay money and there's pro and premium versions of Suno.
That's right.
You can get the tracks, or they call stems.
yes.
Now you load those into your digital workstation, and then you can go to town, add your bass, your whatever you want to add to it, right?
You can add more parts. You can edit and remix, which you need to do anyway, I think.
Right. Yeah,
because
you
the production idea that they give you on the one, and we can talk forever about.
I don't want to go real.
We could talk forever about the way that they give you things and how you judge whether it was close enough or not.
But my point is, you wrote the song.
Yeah.
You wrote the melody.
Right.
It just zhuzhed it up for you.
It produced it.
Produced it.
Literally, it's like you got Rick Rubin in the room, and he says, "Oh, there's a song there. It's going to need this, that, and the other." And then that's what the producer and the musicians go about doing.
Yeah.
And that costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars
If you're doing it in a studio
with Rick Rubin.
with Rick, and at Blackbird Studios or something.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
you
then
want to bring in Dave Mason to play guitar. There you go.
Exactly. You got the best players and the best minds in the business creating a track that's probably going to be a hit.
I can see why people think it's just cheating. But hey, life changes. It changes things, right? Technology has always changed things. We were talking earlier today about, even bands in the 60s and 70s had we can't call them music videos because they didn't have video. They would shoot it on film.
It wasn't video, it was film.
And then all of a sudden we had a VHS and a beta, and you could get your own cameras and start shooting and make your own movies, basically. Eject the cassette, put it in there, and there you go. It was magic.
And I remember watching MTV.
Yeah.
In the 80s, early 80s, when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And there would be all these great looking, produced, filmed, like a movie, videos of all the big bands.
Yeah.
And then you'd have, occasionally, someone would come out with one. And Patti Smythe was one of those songs that looked like video.
Yeah.
And if you're a film guy, which, people are, it's like that video look was repulsive to your eye because it looked cheap and flat and harsh.
Right. It looked different.
And I think the same argument is being used today on AI-produced music.
Gotcha.
That it's not as real sounding. It sounds sharp. It's over-compressed. It's simplified. It's just horrible. It's horrible.
And there's just little artifacts in little that shouldn't belong in that track, but it gets a little confused. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn amazing.
But it's not perfect in November of 2025. We can't even imagine where it's going to be in 18 months.
But I think there's got to be some guardrails. I really do. I think it's just wrong that an artist can be totally fake. Everything about it fake. I mean, didn't write the song, didn't write the melody, there's not even a real person. They created an AI, an artist. That's wrong.
But
that's wrong.
But the argument for that is that's the same is true for movies.
Yeah.
Think about the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
And then think about the Transformer movies or Godzilla.
Well, the CGI.
Right.
Yeah,
CGI is the same AI. Yeah. It's just now AI can produce the CGI without all those industrial light and magic animators that are required at this point.
My cat just jumped on the table. She's been known to. Come here, Juliet.
Get out of the shot. Baby. She's in the shot.
Patty.
It's okay. It's okay.
Juliet.
It's cool.
She likes to join us every now and then.
So, but yeah, so the technology exists and has existed as turning points to the process of creativity at every step of every evolution of every piece of technology, whether it's cameras, guitars. I mean, think electric guitar.
Electric guitar. That's
right. That was a
no-no.
When Dylan went electric, that was like, oh my God, people's heads exploded.
Yeah,
they're exploding now. They will continue to explode as things go on. But it's here. It's the democratization of songwriting access. Mm. And we just have to figure out, how liberal this democracy is going to be.
Anyway, our little speech about that. But we're going to talk now about some of the things that we've been doing with that. So I want to talk about this project you're doing.
Okay.
You found a way to, again, you put it into your workstation and you add what you need, and you've got a voice that's AI. But again, the songs are every bit you. Melody, and you've even reproduced it, mastered it, mixed it. So tell us about this project.
It's called the Revolving Doras. That's the name of the fictional band, and the name of the album is The Big 5-0.
The Big 5-0.
I was inspired to do it because I had written a song years ago, inspired by one of my favorite 90s pop rock bands in the ilk of Semisonic and Weezer. There was Fountains of Wayne. And Fountains of Wayne had the one big massive...
Right now we're having Fountains of Juliet.
Fountains of Wayne had that hit, Stacy's Mom has got it going on. That was their one big hit.
I remember that song.
But they had so many great songs on so many great albums. Mm-hmm. And if you were a true fan, which I was, then I listened to every word they produced, like it was, manna from heaven. So... and certain songs stick to you. And they had one song about a 92 baby blue Subaru. And it was an ode to a particular kind of those little compact souped up cars,
Yeah, absolutely.
So I said, well, what if I wrote a song about my regular old 2005 used silver Honda Accord? Can I write a song about a Honda Accord?
I think you can write a song about anything, Martin.
Well, thank you.
You're that creative.
I did write the song, and it sat in a drawer because there was no venue for it. Mm-hmm. And then when I got involved with Suno as a production technique, I'm like, well, I can do that 90s pop rock thing now. Let me find Honda Accord and see if I can record it.
Yeah.
I actually had to recreate the melody because it had been so long and I hadn't played it. I found the lyrics and made the song kind of work again, threw it in there, and I'm like, yes, that sounds like my heroes, Adam Schlesinger and Chris Collingwood, because they were the ones in Fountains of Wayne that drove the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes, this is a good homage to them. How much further can I take this? Mm-hmm. So I started creating other songs about if the Fountains of Wayne of their youth were now as old as I am trying to write songs about their lives like they did when they were young. Well, now they're old, so what are they writing about? They're writing about downsizing. They're writing about vacations with grandkids. They're writing about their car, Honda Accord. They're writing about, various things like that. There's a song literally called Two Old White Guys Watching the News.
I want to play that. In fact, you've got a video out on YouTube right now that shows the making of this. And I want to tell you a little bit more about Martin. Martin, a great songwriter, but also you did advertising for years.
Yes.
Good idea guy. And he's a great musician. He can play that guitar like you wouldn't believe, and bass and everything like that. He can do it all. But also, Mark Allen Barnett coined a term that I love. He said you can retire up. And our friend Stephen Clark, who was a TV anchor for years and years and now is doing music, Mark called that retiring up. You kind of retired up, didn't you?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to retire up. I've worked on my talents. I used to do art as the way I made money, and music is the way I entertained myself.
Yeah, and that's just opposite.
So, now I'm full-time entertaining myself. So let's go all in on the music, and it's a great way to spend every day.
But you've shot music videos for folks, including me.
Yes,
and you've done documentary filmmaking, corporate videos, and things like that.
Absolutely.
And you continue to do that today.
I continue to do those things up until the point where, Oh Shoot Productions kind of, folds up and retires. And that's probably imminent. But, a music video for friends, that's just a fun project. You do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
You go out and shoot musicians because you identify with them, you know them, and you know what they need. Mm-hmm. And my style is kind of documentary, like you said.
Reality-based.
Reality-based. I'm not special effecting it, though we're going to try to make you a ghost.
The song is probably up. The video's out there probably already by now, and it's called "Die on This Bar Stool."
We'll see. We'll see if I succeeded tomorrow or not.
I'll bet you did.
But do the thing that serves the song with the artist. It's like a natural performance video.
Okay.
And if you're good at lip syncing, that's an easy thing.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
It's a talent. Paige King Johnson, who you had on your show.
She's on the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes. She's fantastic.
Great.
She's had me do about 3 of her videos. Wow. And what I notice about her is she can lip sync perfectly. Yeah, it looks like she's singing. I'm convinced she's singing. Once I was in the back of a truck. A pickup truck. Her husband was driving, so I could shoot out of it, so I could shoot her driving. And my phone was playing close to the camera so that the music would be picked up so I could lip sync it. She was singing to that, barely able to hear it, and never once missed even the fraction of a lip motion that looked like she was convincing.
So cool.
While driving a car.
Isn't that amazing? She's really talented. She's really something. So there are different kinds of videos. Now, so if you're a songwriter and you want to take it to the next level and promote your songs a little bit more, and why not? That's how I looked at it. I mean, I had all these songs, I had a couple of, and I get a few indie cuts every year, 5 or 6, and I had one kind of big cut, not extremely big on the radio everywhere, but it was a nice first cut, a validation from a Nashville artist. But I decided, hey, I've got all these songs. I need to do something to fulfill, like you say, that dream. So I started recording them myself. And so even as a songwriter, and there's a whole other thing I just thought about that we need to talk about later on. But as a songwriter, you can promote your songs through video and video production, and you can do it yourself. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Tell us about the different kinds of videos that would help songwriters out there today.
Well, obviously, everyone would love to have a music video full up singing to the camera, or, acting it out in scenarios, whatever. That could be as simple as a band on the stage, just the band in an abstract, playing the song, an artist standing in a limbo background. You put CGI behind it, but you're singing the song on camera. That's a music video.
Okay.
But then there's lyric videos, which are kind of important these days, especially
those are getting really popular.
If people have their sound off and they see this and the lyrics come up, you might actually go, "Oh, I like those lyrics. Let me turn the sound on and hear the song." But the lyrics have always been important, but I think as much as people don't share songs like they used to, they're very important, because how do I know to connect to this song if my buddies aren't telling me about the song? I've got to discover it myself. Right. The lyrics help you understand what a song's about, how it relates to you. And those are, the technology exists for captioning on your phone, so you could kind of create a lyric video yourself if you want to, or you can make them very complicated and filmic and animated, which I work to try to do. And
so
then
you do lyric videos as well.
These Revolving Dora videos, since there is actually no band and I'm not singing, all I can do is a lyric video, because what's left? The lyrics and the song. So, but it's perfect, because then you can use stock imagery or have AI generated video that kind of helps tell the story. You can use all those tools that are easily available and put together something that presents the words in a way that connects to the brain quicker.
Now, there's another video, which, I just learned about this, when you come to visit. Visualizer?
The visualizer, that's right.
Okay.
And it's really the concept of a song played out in video or film, or however you want to, how much trouble you want to put into it, or money. But it's the story of the song without the artist singing to the camera or singing at all, or the artist might not even be in the picture.
Yeah.
It's just the concept of what this song is about, and that's a visualizer.
Okay, good. Any one of these are going to help you. How about it? Because there's a lot of the TikTok folks right now. Can you produce little things for TikTok?
Well, you almost
yourself?
have to. You have to.
You do today, don't you?
You have to get out there. And
any advice you could give, rather than just me sitting down with a guitar playing and singing, "Hey, here's my new song. Here you go."
Well, I mean,
go like this.
Think of things to say about the little short videos are what's important. You can only do a minute on TikTok, but then those you can share to Facebook stories, or you can put those on Reels. Right. The part of that Instagram Reels, you can redistribute them across all platforms. Even YouTube has shorts now.
Yeah, they do.
And you really should do the shorts, because so many people have so little time to watch anything, frustratingly, but
and no attention span.
No attention span. But those things are very key to promoting any song you might release or any album you might release, and as much of that as you can do quickly and in order, so that you build excitement, like for a release. They keep saying it over and over again, because as we know, the algorithm doesn't show your video but like 1%, if that much, 0.1%. And it just takes repeated exposure and your friend network sharing it as much as you can. Pray for them to do that.
We've often talked about, I was a guest on a podcast recently, and they asked me about today's music industry and all the venues, all the various things you can do, TikTok and YouTube and Spotify and all that. And they asked me what I thought about that. And again, you're talking about technology that has changed things. And although people are not buying records and CDs too much anymore, although vinyl is making a comeback, The positive side of this is there's more music that we're exposed to every single day. And it's a lot easier to get your music out there. Even if it's just on TikTok or a little YouTube short or whatever, you're getting your music out there to a potential worldwide audience. And you never know who can see it, So it's good, right?
Yes, the old days of getting a song on the radio where you knew everyone was going to hear that, and whether it was popular or not was based on request lines and album or record sales.
Right.
And then you kept hearing it and hearing it, and therefore it became famous in your memory, and your memory was the same as everyone else's because it was called mass media at the time.
Yeah.
And that's how songs are stuck in our heads these days.
Broadcasting.
And why they are more famous in our brains than anything we might encounter today, because of the isolated, particularly pointed at just me kind of stream that I'm available to me on my phone and or where I watch media. And it's so particular and personal that how can anything be famous anymore unless it just goes massive somehow?
It goes viral.
You're not Taylor Swift
right.
if you're just releasing Revolving Doors on iTunes and Spotify and how can you hope to be anything? That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, what you're saying, you're making that dream come true. And we take a break. When we come back, we're going to let people hear the two old men watching TV, watching the news.
Watching the news. They are watching TV, though.
And they're watching TV. We're going to play a little bit of that, talk a little bit more about that. Martin's our guest. We love to call him Martone.
Yes, you do.
On the Songwriter Connection podcast. And that song is going viral right now. So we'll get a chance to listen to it, okay?
Okay.
All right, be right back.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection with Dave Linehan. Find us on Facebook and YouTube at the Songwriter Connection podcast. And find Dave at thedaveconnection.com.
Yes.
Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
You can find me at thedaveconnection.com. And, so it's going to have links to not only these shows, but also to my, I do a little Nashville Connection radio show. So that's what's connection. Everything, for some reason with me, everything is the connection. And it all started way back with our friend Greg Althammer in Cincinnati when we had this little TV show called the Nashville Songwriter Connection. And now we just do the Songwriter Connection on podcasts. So we are over 3 million streams worldwide. And we thank you for that. Just reminding you that we're also on YouTube. And if you are watching or listening on YouTube right now, even though we're not a video podcast, click the like and subscribe. Because maybe someday, you never know. I never say no. Every now and then, we do a video like we're doing today. Getting back to two white guys watching the news. So tell me how this song became what it is. And folks, if you find it out there, because it's streaming everywhere, go ahead.
Well,
it's a funny song.
It's a funny song because I really wanted to write a song about the current political environment, but without getting political. But the reality is there's a big division out there. And you feel it with people on one side or the other.
Yeah.
But people need to still be friends and or family members and or all that.
Yeah.
That needs to still be a reality. And so how do you write a song that embraces that? And I decided that two old white guys watching the news would be a great scenario. And then I said, well, why wouldn't that be the title? And when I thought that that's the title, there's a song title. Two old white guys watching the news. Okay.
Did I tell you could write a song about anything?
It had a little inspiration from a Fountains of Wayne song because there was this thing about these guys in a deli talking about stuff, and it transitions to another thing. But those two guys were talking in that deli about this, that, and the other. And I'm like, all right, well then maybe that's an inspiration for how two white guys could be watching the news and arguing about it. But they really don't argue. They just change the subject on each other. One says something caustic and the other says, yeah, maybe, can you pass me a candy bar? Or can we do this? It's like, yeah, but if you'll make some nachos, then, that'll work for me. And so one seems a little more out front than the other about trying to rile the other up. But it really never reaches any kind of boiling point because they can't really disagree.
And it's interesting how you stitched it all together using a refrain, not really a chorus, right?
Well, when I sat down to start writing the lyrics for this, and my methodology is write some lyrics first. I'm the Bernie Taupin, hand it to Elton John mode of song creation.
You are more than that.
Well, I mean, that's what I do. I write my own lyrics, and then I think of structure because I'm very much about trying to get syllable counts and line echoing pattern so that the pattern emerges quicker when you sit down with some music. So I wrote the lyrics, and in writing the lyrics, I'm like, what's the pattern? And so I started with the line, one's in a recliner, the other's in a chair. And then it's like the hook's sticking in my mind. Two old white guys watching. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You know, always right to the hook. Mm-hmm. Two old white guys watching.
Can't miss the hook on this.
Staring at a TV with a vacant stare. And I'm like, is that the hook going to come up every other line? And I'm like, I think that might be unique and fun. And it's so wordy that it has to be sung over and over again, because if you just save it for the punchline of the chorus, it's not going to really work. So in beating you over the head with it, it becomes catchy. That's what I found.
And then taking it to the next step, you produce a little video in hopes of becoming viral. And how did you do that?
I went into AI mode for that. I wanted to experiment with all this technology because that's video AI. So I subscribed to something called OpenArt, which I think is an aggregator of various AIs out there. They'll use whatever's appropriate for that moment. Mm-hmm. But in creating the main visual of the two white guys watching the news, I typed that in. So give me a scene where this is playing out. And they gave me a nice 5-second scene for 100 credits. I paid for 12,000 credits for a month. So 100, okay. Can I make it to the end of this video with those 12,000? I didn't know if I could. And then you could capture a freeze frame of that and then feed it back as inspiration and then tell it to do something else with the scene. And that's how you get some continuity going. And you can get close-ups by zooming in on a still frame in Photoshop, uploading that, and say, now make this guy hold a remote.
And the Ken Burns effect.
Yeah, a little bit.
iMovie, I've been using
You can do all that stuff and use the technology to your advantage to help with the continuity. Now, there's 100,000 things I don't know about OpenArt, and I need to go watch the YouTube videos to learn more so that I can do my second video, which is probably already out there. But at this point, I haven't done it yet. But that's the methodology. You can give it lip sync, and it will mouth the words.
Crazy.
And I've seen some things out there. I think it's Sora 2 that you can stitch together a whole story and have it be sung by or talked by any character you can create. So there's some brilliant things going on right now that I'm not completely in control of yet. So that's another job as an editor, just to try to learn these technologies and see how they can benefit. But that's the way I put it together. Mm-hmm. Then I layered it up with animated words and layers of video noise, because that's the message, is the news is noisy and not necessarily truthful, and you can't trust it, and your eyes are deceived by it, and blah, blah, blah. So that was the purpose.
You did that with AI.
That's right. You can't believe anything you see.
Let's listen to this, and we encourage you to watch the video. We can see it where? Your YouTube page?
You can see it on my YouTube channel and on Facebook, probably.
Probably on Facebook. It's probably out there everywhere.
One's in a recliner, the other's in a chair. Two old white guys watching the news, staring at the TV with a vacant stare. Two old white guys watching the news. They do this every evening, it's habitual. Two old white guys watching the news, not believing what they're seeing, it's a ritual. Two old white guys watching the news. Two old white says there hasn't been a word of truth since they invented the news. Pass me a baby Ruth. Two old white guys watching the news. Two old white guys watching the news. One says, can we please watch political talk show? White guys watching the news. The other answered, only if you make us some nachos. White guys watching the news. They both agreed to disagree on several issues. White guys watching the news. If you're going to a protest, I'm not going with you. Two old white guys watching the news. Two old white guys watching the news. One says I kinda miss Connie Chung. Watching her report always made me feel young. The other says we don't need news all day. There's not that much to say, just make it go away. White guys watching the news. White guys watching One says the Dow took a nasty dive. The other says I'm happy just to be alive. Two old white guys watching the news. Two old white guys watching the news.
Whoa! Fountains of Martone.
That's a crazy song. I love that song. So at any rate, what you just heard was the Suno-generated version.
Okay.
I took it into Logic as we described in the process. I added guitar parts because it needed a kind of a arpeggio, open chorded thing, just to,
Yeah.
because it's, driving, gang, gang, gang. So I wanted a little contrast. So you'll notice that in the music, the downloadable, streamable version that you might hear on the platforms.
Now, again, I'll say that the song was written, the melody was written. AI did not add to that creative process. It did not. But it helped you produce a song.
That's right.
Which I know there's people watching, listening right now going, even that's cheating. But the bars are moving. And I think if you're using it as a tool, and a lot of people say I'm a tool, which I am. My wife will agree. That maybe it's okay. You're going to form your own opinions on this, okay? And like I told you months ago, at the beginning of the summer, that's why I call it the summer of AI that we just lived through. I was dead set against it. Yeah, but when that first time I heard that, and it brought one of my creations to life, it's like you said. I mean, there's a dream that came true. I mean, I didn't have millions of dollars to go into the studio and produce these songs, but now I can get them done. And it's a little validation, isn't it?
It is. Logic Pro, the Apple desktop DAW that you can have, and even GarageBand.
Yeah.
For
I use it every day.
decades.
Yeah.
Or a decade.
Yeah.
Has had AI instruments
That you could get. Yeah.
that you
right.
plug in and say,
That's right.
I want a bass. I'm going to play with my keyboard, but it's going to sound like a bass. Well, that's cheating.
Gotcha.
And now
Fake drums.
The drummers used to be you could program a pattern and then repeat it, but now you can just dial in a drummer and then tell it what tempo, how much fill, how much swing, what the pace is. Get get them to not hit the toms, get them to hit the tom. This is an automated AI drummer that's been around for 6-7 years, if not longer. And the point is, the tools have evolved over time. I'm just trying to use them to the best of my ability to create something that pleases me. Mm-hmm. And by dint of having it pleased me enough, I'm going, well, maybe I should share this somehow. Maybe I could share this. Oh. And so I pay TuneCore some money, and they distribute it to the. Mm-hmm. And if AI if AI is a no for the platforms and they kick me off, well then okay, there's a learning curve.
There's a learning curve. And so again, for songwriters out there, I know there are some publishers. If you're pitching them an AI song, right away they'll go, no, I'm not interested. But some can hear it now. And again, we're gonna dive into this more with Trey coming up in a couple weeks, but in a few weeks down the road. But there are now some that understand because it helps sell the song a little bit better. The other thing I will tell you, along those same lines, I have heard through the grapevine that there are songs that were produced in Suno getting into film and TV. Sync stuff.
Wow.
I'm not mentioning names, but I mean, it's happening.
Okay.
And I wonder how much it's going to change that industry. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you know what?
The possibilities are endless.
Well, look, I mean, seriously, think about all the things we've lived
all right,
through.
Just think. Yeah. If an average songwriter like myself could use this tool to quickly get to that kind of creation, imagine what the real professionals could do if they worked in the same modality.
You better believe it's happening in the
They would be
today.
creating like 14 songs a day that could all go number one. So, the competition will rise to meet the challenge.
Yeah, and maybe it's going to make us better in the long run. You think?
I think it teaches me. Every time I do something, I learn something as well.
Yeah, I remember when the internet was young and people didn't even know what it was. Can you imagine today not living without it? And that's just one little tiny example. If somebody would have told me in college, the young Dave, that there's going to be a device that you will carry around with you, and in it will have your favorite books, all your contact information. Oh yeah, you can use it as a phone. You can watch TV on it. You can watch movies on it. It's all right there. You'd be carrying it with you. I just said, get out of here.
Right.
Forget it.
I remember working in the advertising industry, and it was 2005 when I lived in Cincinnati, and the little flip phones were...
Yeah, I remember the flip phones.
The Razor, the Motorola Razor. And that screen looked like a video game.
Yeah.
A bad one.
Yeah.
And the client, the Cincinnati Bell, was talking about movies on the phone. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to watch a movie in that kind of resolution, I'm not going to watch it. And I couldn't envision... the iPhone, the way it happened, and the screen wonder, and all the Android phones out there now that are just, the resolution is better than my television at home.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you hold your phone up just right, it's the same size. That's a 42-inch. Oh no, it's like
It's interesting where technology is taking us. We had. You know what? Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I mentioned earlier. I met Martin when you were living in Cincinnati, and we talked a lot about in the past on this podcast. If you were a songwriter, find like-minded people, find your own tribe. It doesn't even have to be in Nashville. We were in Cincinnati, and we joined a group called NSAI, Nashville Songwriters Association International, and we had a very serious and large chapter that did some amazing things. And so we created our own tribe, and we found places to play in the round like we were in Nashville. We didn't let it stop us or our creativity. We were constantly self-critiquing, playing new songs. What do you think of this one? Finding places to play. And you can do the same thing, right, Martin? I encourage people to do this, no matter where you're listening.
And as soon as I left Cincinnati and moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, I found myself within 2 years hosting an open mic at over in Winston-Salem.
Why not?
At a place because it was a connection. And spread that little joy. I think an NSAI chapter started existing over there already. And so, yes, it's find your tribe, find your community.
We have a gentleman that listens in Ireland that wrote at me and said, we've been doing just that. We formed our own kind of songwriting group, and they have been doing open mics and things, and I think that's great. You can do that too. So there's all kinds of ways to get your music out there, and that's the real reason behind this whole podcast that we're doing today. Now we had we write on Zoom occasionally, and I love writing with him. He's just a brilliant guy. He had an idea for a song, and he ran it by me, and I immediately. I'm like, yes, we got to write that. So let's talk about Willie and Snoop.
Oh, yes, Willie and Snoop. Okay, so in playing around with the genres on, like I said, learning on Suno and asking ChatGPT, how does this song translate to a prompt so that you can get the right style going? And I was after one particular thing. On one particular song before this, I came across the idea that country trap is a mixture, country music and that trap sort of hip hop, soothing hip hop kind of trap. Yeah. And the other terminology for it was hick hop.
Yeah, I hate that.
I know it's so derogatory toward the hick side of it, but nonetheless, the term works.
This is the guy that was the general manager of a station that was actual WHIC, and I'm like, Let's be hick radio. No, we can't do that. Oh, come on. Well, why not?
Let's own it.
Let's own that. Yeah.
But so that terminology led to me tuning down one of my guitars to C. I have this blue Mustang, Fender Mustang electric, and I tuned that thing down to C. The strings were so old that they held. And now that thing goes, no. And that's the key part of that mix of country trap is the twangy guitar tuned way down, and then the Roland 808 big bass, sub bass drops. And you put that together with a twangy country voice and mix in a kind of an urban voice, and you've got this storytelling mechanism that blows me away because it sounds somehow even more today and authentic than you could have imagined. So thinking about those, I'd written a couple in that mode. I'm like, well, what's a good combination of hick and hop? And while at the same time thinking, I need to stop drinking. Drinking too much. Not a confessional. And on my Instagram feed, I see Willie's Remedy all the time. Yeah. And then I'm watching The Voice, and there's Snoop Dogg living his best life ever. And he's been around since the Winter Olympics when he was everywhere. And he's been around forever anyway. And I'm thinking, these two guys have done a lot of particular kind of, relaxing.
Imbibing, yes.
How could I want to live like that.
Yeah.
I want to live like Willie and Snoop. That was the simple thought. How can I write that into, and what a perfect combination of hick and hop, Willie and Snoop.
Yeah.
So it defines the genre, and it tells the story of where I want to be and how I want to live it.
Now, we wrote this song.
And then I called Dave and said, Dave, I got a chorus and maybe a direction. Help me. And he's brilliant. He came up with some stuff.
And then we used, again, AI to produce a demo. Neither of us are singing this, but I do play it out live, and I play an acoustic version of this, which is kind of a trip too.
But again, I did the demo. I used that down-tuned guitar. I used my little Logic Pro and put the drum machine beat to it. Mm-hmm. I sang it, and best of my ability, and gave it to the AI to cover it.
Right.
And when they covered it, it came back sounding pretty much like this.
Pretty much like this. It's that low guitar.
I spend most of my nights watching Netflix. Get my John Wick fix, it's tragic. There's gotta be a different kind of magic. Escape this track, go organic. I need to grab a guitar or a microphone, write a hit song, take it on the road. In a cloud of smoke in a bus I own, just rolling along with the radio on. I wanna get crazy, wanna get tonic that keeps me loose. Little shot of chronic that goes down smooth. Wanna grow my hair long, put it in braids, wear a bandana, wrap around shades, hang out with Martha and Dre, backstage in continuous state of having it made. I wanna get crazy, wanna get loose, wanna live my day like Willie and Snoop. Party in a haze, put it on a loop, live my days like Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop. Yeah, Willie's been around for a long, long time. Made tons of money with his music and rhyme. Snoop is the coolest dude you'll ever find. In my mind, he defines unwind. I wanna get crazy, I wanna get loose, live my days like Willie and Snoop. Party in a haze, put it on a loop, live my days like Willie and Snoop. I wanna get crazy, I wanna get loose, wanna live my days like Willie and Snoop. Party in a haze, put it on a loop, live my days like Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop. Everybody. Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop.
Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop. Willie and Snoop.
So, one thing that I will say about this is I would have never thought that callback, that Willie and Snoop, until I heard the demo. And when I do play it out, I get everybody shouting that right back at me. So, yeah, it gives you sometimes ideas on how you can better perform it too.
That's right.
So is it cheating, folks? I'll let you decide where that line is, where that bar. And, everybody's going to have a little different opinion about it. But I'm thinking it's a pretty cool tool these days. And maybe if you haven't tried it, I don't want this to be like a commercial for AI music, but I just wanted to address it because it's out there and it's happening. Martin, if people want to hear more of your stuff, tell us about your YouTube channels, where we can find your music.
Martin Buchanan, songwriter, is kind of the reason all of this exists. So that's my YouTube channel name. I'm going to be releasing the music into the world via various artists, so Revolving Doras. This Willie and Snoop will be released under the name City Boy.
City Boy.
CITYBOI, one word.
I wonder if it's going to fly on Spotify. We're going to find out. Huh?
Well, maybe it'll be released, maybe it won't. But by December 31st, when this is out there, we'll know.
And there are other places that it could happen on.
That's right. And so just look for Martin Buchanan, songwriter, because that's who I am, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm never going to be Martin Buchanan, famous artist, musician. That's not who I am. And this is just my glorious step into some sort of reward for all the efforts all these years.
Thanks for sharing all that with us today, Martin. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you for letting me be here.
All righty. Hey, folks listening, hope you got something out of that. Again, I say you decide. You're going to decide where the line is. You're drawing the line for yourself. So, right on. WRITE. Catch you next time.
We hope you enjoyed this intimate glimpse into the world of songwriting and found inspiration in the stories shared by our talented guests. Remember, the magic of music lies not only in the notes and chords, but in the emotions and experiences woven into every lyric. Until next time, keep listening, keep creating, and keep the melodies alive.